8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, people. Let's start the show. Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. We have so much going on, so much to talk about with the Canadian protests, Hillary Clinton, masks, and Russia, Ukraine, and so much more. Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. Let's get into it. Welcome to the revolution. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. I hope you enjoyed that new intro. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Share this with all your friends and family. Let them know about the Derek O'Shea Show. I'd greatly appreciate it. I hope you are enjoying this show as much as me. This is a live show, so you never know what's going to happen. You never know what I'm going to say, but I will always promise to say this. I will do my best to find the information. I'm not the smartest person in the whole world, as many people have pointed out, but I do my best to collect as much information as I possibly can to give you the facts, give you a different point of view, and something to think about. And I hope you guys are enjoying that. And sometimes I make silly comments and stuff like that so you can laugh throughout the day. And I appreciate you. Rick, I don't know if your name is Rick. Rick Reed says, why is everyone covering up the John Durham report? I'm not sure if people are covering it up. I wouldn't assume that at the beginning, but I do think that there's something interesting going on, and I think people are just waiting for more information to come out before they make a full discussion about it, as you should. But let's get into some of the news right out of the get-go. Protester organizer for Canada's trucker convoy, Chris Barber, has been taken into police custody in Albert Street in the last hour. This just happened. He's a political prisoner. So Canada is doing very fascistic things, as many people on the left are clapping and think is such a great thing and going to make a world a better place. But I die freaking gress. Next clip. This clip right here about Canada begin to freeze bank accounts is very fascistic in its tendencies, and it is. But listen to the words as they are spoken, because you need to understand and feel the weight of what's going on in the world, and not just hear other people talking about it, but listen to how she talks about people and their means in which to live being frozen out. I would put freezing bank accounts worse than sending the military in and stopping this. I think that's very authoritarian. But let's listen to this. As always, I'm for freedom over anything else.
So you're confirming that accounts have been frozen, both personal and corporate.
Did you see her laugh? Yeah, accounts have been frozen. Thank God.
You crazy as hell.
So crazy.
But you're not releasing the information. And the actual follow-up is, I'm just wondering whether the bank accounts will be targeted of individuals who donated to the Give, Send, Go and the GoFundMe campaigns. Are they considered designated people under the Emergencies Act, meaning that their credit cards could be cut and financial services are targeting them as well?
Okay.
Come on, man.
So the names of both individuals and entities, as well as crypto wallets, have been shared by the RCMP with financial institutions, and accounts have been frozen, and more accounts will be frozen. Crowdfunding platforms and payment service providers have started the registration process with FinTrack. In terms of the specifics on whose accounts are being frozen, you now have the regulations. The financial service providers have those regulations as well, and they, working with law enforcement, will be making the operational decisions.
Sometimes I wonder if people understand what they're putting forth in reality. I know they feel like they're doing a good thing. As always, you know, the devil comes in sheep's clothing. It's always like, this is a good idea and everyone should be for it. And we're just trying to clean up our streets, you know, because these truckers are stopping us from living. They're not doing their jobs, their due diligence to go about what they need to do in order for us to live. But here, let's listen to this next clip about this pro-Trump movement, as people in Canada think, and a lot of people in the media as well, as because they're constantly searching for some kind of category to put you in. They can't just say call these people out for what they will as being against vaccine mandates, and they're their own individual thinkers, and they think for themselves. They have to put them in a category. They're white supremacists, they're racist, they're homophobic, they're whatever words you want to use, or Nazi sympathizers, any other kind of stupid, idiotic comment. They have to put them in that category. So of course they say they're Trump-like in some way, but let's listen to this news report right here.
Look, you've just compared people who may have donated to this to the same people who are funding maybe a terrorist.
Sorry, this is Canada's Justice Minster. I just
want to be clear here, sir. This is really important. A lot of folks say, look, I just don't like your vaccine mandates and I donated to this. Now it's illegal. Should I be worried that the bank can freeze my account? What's your answer to that?
Well, I think if you are a member of a pro-Trump movement who's donating hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars to this kind of thing,
that's right. It's a pro-Trump movement. If you're not catching on to propaganda and not being honest in open dialogue and conversation about what's going on, I don't know what to tell you. This is clearly very fascistic, very authoritarian. This is controlling the information, censoring people, and canceling people from existence by locking down their means to production, means to provide for their families. Let's listen.
Then you ought to be worried.
Look, you've just compared people.
And when I say means of production, I mean these people have been fired. Many people have been fired. Like right here. This is coming from Libs of TikTok. The Salt Lake Tribune is now using GiveSoundGo hack data, which the hack data put out all these people's information out because it's apparently GiveSoundGo is very easy to be hacked. The Salt Lake Tribune is now using GiveSoundGo hack data to reach out to donors who give as little as freaking $50. This is clearly harassment. This is not journalism. Journalism doesn't go after these people for $50. But this is what people like this woman are doing. I am doing, your assets are being frozen, your bank accounts, you're going to lose your job. This is Brian Scott. I'm a reporter from the Salt Lake City Tribune. Your name and address appeared in a leaked data from GiveSendGo contributions to the Canadian trucker convoy. How is that data leaked? No information about that. Was it illegally leaked? Whatever. Your name appeared and associated with a $50 donation. Ergo, I'm going to find out who you are and I'm going to put your story everywhere. Can you email or call me to confirm this matches your records? Why did you decide to donate to the campaign? Thanks in advance. And this is my favorite part. I have the honor to be your obedient servant. Who are you talking? Who is that towards? The government? Canada? Or is it just your own ideology because you're an honest journalist? You just want to talk to these people who gave $50. Yeah, freaking right. As Ilhan Omar backed up this lady who was just a baker, and she was pushed for a story as well because she gave $250, apparently that she regrets. Whatever. This guy goes on to continue. I've been reaching out to people from Utah who appeared on the Leak Canada trucker donation list, not to dox them, not to put out their information or let the people know or try to ruin their lives where people can comment on their stuff, or maybe if they have their own private business so that they can use the Yelp reviews to destroy their lives, whatever. I've been reaching out to people who appeared on the Leak Canada trucker donation. Oh boy, some of the replies have been a bit aggressive, to put it mildly. I don't know, maybe aggressive like you. I've been reaching out to people, oh boy, put it mildly, blah, blah, blah. And then here's our boy right here. I'm just a good old-fashioned journalist. That's all I am. I'm not a communist person who enjoys the CCP. I am just doing my job. As many people in the past have always said, I'm just asking questions. But that's the update on Canada right freaking now. I hope you feel the update as I feel the update. We're feeling the update together. Next news story. Next news story is this. COVID information coming out. New Mexico governor just lifted their indoor mask mandate, as many people I know that live in New Mexico are very excited about that. But then you have this as well. You have New Zealanders, which I love, coming out to protest Parliament to end the vaccine mandates. And here's them. Oh my God, look at these white supremacists. They're everywhere. These white supremacist Trump supporters. You get it. They're protesting the vaccine mandate, these white supremacists. I mean, seriously, at what point do the media give up the narrative about it's just like these white supremacist Trump supporters? They won't, because they'll just double down. That's what they do. Because they know you won't actually look into it or actually have a conscience. Just look at this. I mean, look what's going on. These people are protesting because people want, amazingly, healthcare freedom. Wow. But that's what's going on in New Zealand. Freaking awesome. Keep it up. Love it, love it, love it. Next news story. As we go on to this right here. Hillary Clinton is back in action. As I've said, guys, I 100% believe that she will be running in 2024. It'll be Trump versus Clinton 2.0. You can bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow it's going to be Hillary. But let's listen to Hillary complain about something absolutely silly, going after all these parents, of course, because nothing says, like, I am going to run for president, like going after parents.
They will do nothing to invest in our schools or make college more affordable. They'll ban books, but do nothing about guns.
Exactly. They'll ban these books, all these CRT books or these over-sexualized books for their kids. They'll just ban them. Okay, I can play that game. Let's not ban those books then. Let's also have some books in the library about, making your own guns at home, maybe gun marksmanship. We could have ghost gun manufacturing books on staff for the 3D printed guns and stuff like that. Oh, you don't want that? Oh, interesting. Let's keep listening to this clip.
They'll make it harder for people to vote, but easier for big corporations to bust unions. They'll let polluters trash.
Make it harder for people to vote. These freaking GOP psychopaths want you to have an actual ID to vote. It's unbelievable. You should be able to be an illegal citizen and vote if you want to.
Our environment and let Donald Trump trash our democracy. That's why I intend to work my heart out to elect Democrats up and down the ticket this November.
Yeah, this November to get ready for what I'm going to say is an election run. You thought the Clintons were done. No. You thought Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell would halt some of this Clinton talk. No. You thought the John Durham report. No. Nothing will stop the Clintons, because when you're a Clinton, you're basically like Obama. You could do whatever you want. But let's go on to the next news story, because Clinton is back at it. She's a turd sandwich. All right, next news story. Here we go. I'm here for this kind of news story. I don't know if you are. Joe Behar today said this.
If I go on the subway, if I go in a bus, if I go into the theater, if I go into, where else would I go?
A crowded spot.
A crowded place.
Where else do I go? Do I go to a grocery store? No, someone does that for me because I'm rich. Just kidding, I'm a victim.
I would wear a mask, and I might do that indefinitely because
I'm going to make a grandstand, and I'm going to say, I don't believe you.
Why do I need a flu or a cold even?
Right. That's
and so I'm listening to myself right now. I don't think it's 100% safe yet. If I go...
Exactly. And we all should hold Joe Behar to this standard. I hope to never see you with a mask off at, I don't know, a Clinton rally or something that you would think was fun. All right. This story, I believe, is huge. See, it starts off like a simple news article. Jim Clyburn saved Biden's candidacy, and now he's the president. Now has the president's ear on the Supreme Court picks. He's basically telling him what to pick. But here's where it gets fun. Washington Post had to issue a clarification. A previous version of the story imprecisely referred to Justice Clarence Thomas' opinions as often reflecting the thinking of white conservatives rather than conservatives broadly. This reference was removed. Why was it removed? Was it removed because the editor removed it? Was it removed because the writer removed it? Or was it removed because of outrage of how insanely racist that is? Oh, you look a certain way? You can only have one kind of opinion, right, Democrats? You're not allowed to be a black man and have conservative thoughts, because that is not, you, as Joe Biden said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. Keep showing your true colors. But here's Fox News put out this. Washington Post blasted for claiming Clarence Thomas rulings resemble the thinking of white conservatives. And this is 100% what they believe. It's not like this is like some insane, like a cherry picking or like some fringe idea. This is very, very serious. And it should be called out. And I'm glad they changed. Here, Jeff Jacob said, "This is journalism. Reporters Clave Wootson and Marine reports suddenly identifying Clarence Thomas in a news story as a black justice. Those rulings often resemble thinking of white conservatives. Why don't they just call him Uncle Tom?" Exactly, which is completely racist. But it's not beneath him one bit. And Clarence Thomas won't say anything because he's not a victim and he's a fantastic human being. So he won't say anything regarding that. Why is it that Clarence Thomas brings out liberals' inner racists as Tom Elliott? Because he doesn't fit the narrative. He doesn't fall in line like they believe he should. It's unbelievable the kind of rhetoric that comes out of these people's mouths. But I digress. Let's go on to the next news story. All right, next story. Okay, this. AOC comes out and just admits where some of our money goes.
We fought tooth and nail for the inclusion of undocumented people in relief packages, stimulus checks, FEMA assistance, and we've actually helped huge amounts of undocumented families in our district get federal relief that many others were trying to lock
I love that.
them out of.
I absolutely love that, AOC. As your cities are that you claim to be a representative over are completely trashed and people are dying on the streets from drug overdose and homeless problem, I'm glad we're more focused on our illegal immigrants. As per usual, Democrats don't care about their own cities, and to be Republicans aren't doing much the same. We have people in the streets who are just dying of drug overdose or whatever, crime, all that stuff. And instead, we invest in people who aren't even citizens. That's always my problem with our government. Our government cares more about other people than they do about their own citizens because they're trying to build a base. And it's all about emotion. It's emotional push. No one wants to address the real issue of our inner streets today that are ruining neighborhoods and ruining children's lives and families' lives. Let me know your thoughts on that, because I just think it's so sad. As always, our politicians they're quicker to go to war with other countries. They're quicker to send aid to other countries. They're quicker to, as AOC says, we give aid to illegal immigrants that are here, completely illegal, criminals that have broken the law to get into this country. We'll give them money, but if you are a veteran on our streets, we don't care about you. That's our politics. Next news story. All right, Russia and Ukraine. Here we go. U.S. says Russia is preparing pretext to invade Ukraine, according to Reuters. Moscow. U.S. President Joe Biden said on Thursday that there is now an indication, God, little slip, planning to invade Ukraine in the next few days. Again, they're going back with the next few days. It's going to happen. They're talking about tensions rising and there's false flags and all that stuff. And I've seen reports of ministers and defense people and people in government powers leaving the country on the Ukraine side, whatever that means. As antiwar.com says, Russia and U.S. officials are at odds as statues of Russian troops. On Wednesday, U.S. and NATO officials saw that there is no sign of a Russian pullback from areas in Ukraine, and Russian Defense Ministry announced troops starting to leave the region. Are you as confused as me as what is actually going to happen? I assume you are, to pretend like you know what's going to happen at the end of this, or what's the right approach. It's just so silly at this point. Do I think that we should be going into help Ukraine out? I don't think so. It's just we've had so many year after year of wars, and we've fought for so many people. A corrupt country like Ukraine that Biden himself has benefited from. That you're not allowed to talk about because that's just silly. Of course he wants to back them, but please let me know your thoughts on whether we should be going into war over Ukraine and their border in that state. Do you think it's going to stop with Ukraine? Do you think he's going to keep going? Or is it just going to stop with Ukraine or go on to make the Soviet Union what it once was again? Let me know your thoughts. Should we be getting involved, especially with the state of our economy, the state of our currency, the state of everything that's going on in the world? Should we be getting involved? Let me know your thoughts on that, please. But more and more tension is building up for some kind of crescendo. Here's another story. Amazon drops Black Lives Matter charity from its platform amid financial scrutiny. Oh, you mean where's the money? Where's the hundreds and millions of dollars? I don't know. I could think of one place where some of the money is at right now. Black Lives Matter funds bond accused Kentucky mayoral candidate assassin. Mr. Quintez Brown, a man accused of attempting assassination of a Louisville, Kentucky mayoral candidate, is free on bond after a local Black Lives Matter chapter funded his release. A judge set the bond for the man accused for shooting the candidate and 4 others in the office for $100,000. You remember when Kyle Rittenhouse was bailed at, his bail was at $2 million? Yeah, it's equal under the justice system for sure, as he attempted to assassinate a freaking mayor candidate. No big deal. There's Black Lives Matter, which people like our own vice president gave money to help get guys like this out of bail. Constantly people destroying, and it's crazy how stuff like this gets pushed under the rug. But if you are one of those January 6 guys, you're in prison forever. No trial for you. You're not seen as equal. And to pretend, I'm getting so bored of the argument of black men are treated unfairly. It's not, when you start to just say all people are treated this way or all people are treated that way, there are cases everywhere where some people are treated more harshly than others. And here's a perfect case right here. This is why you don't just make assumptions or generalize and put people all in the same box because of what they look like. It's like with the Clarence Thomas thing. He has a freaking mind of his own. He is a different person. There's a different judge and there's different stuff like this. But if you align with this politics, you can get away with so much compared to, as the Canadian news says, the pro-Trump rallies or freedom convoys, whatever. If you're on the other side, if you don't ally with these elitists, people in government, people in journalism and stuff like that, journalism, that's a fun word, then you are the other and you will be cast out as the other. But this is where Black Lives Matter money is going to, and you should know that. $100,000 releasing a guy who attempted murder. This guy also was pictured with Obama, no big deal. He was also put on news networks because he's a voice of change, because this is what our country is slowly turning into. There's a push for more of this and less of me and you having a conversation and growing together and seeing each other as equal, because we're not, I guess, according to them. Let's keep going. All right. Next story. The FBI is going to form a new digital currency unit as Justice Department taps new crypto czar. Yay. And do you trust that they're going to provide you with safety and service? If this was just to go after criminals and stuff like that, or money laundering, like the people right here in New York, the couple in New York that allegedly laundered bitcoins now valued at $4.5 billion were stolen in 2016 in a hack of digital currency exchange of Bitfinex. But this will eventually turn into, as always, just like the Patriot Act, a way for more power in the government, because as always with our government, they put out something about saying something like, this is an emergency situation and we need to implement these emergency powers so that we can have more control of our American people. Don't you love it? I hope you feel safe, and I hope you feel good on the inside and the outside. Next news story. I'm just going to finish it up with this because I think it's a perfect example of Thursday. Here we go. Let's party. Okay, I don't want to play that part. Some little respect, just a little bit. Day, baby.
The reason they call us the Democratic Party. There's the reason they call us the Democratic Party. We love to party, right?
We love to party. We're just a big party. We're having fun. We go on SNL. We go on live talk show. We don't have to be held accountable for anything we say or do. We can just say things one week and change our mind the next week. We can do whatever we want. We're the Democrats. We're in control. Oh, that was Kathy Hochul, who was just passed off by Hillary Clinton, because, Hillary Clinton is doing her runs before she runs for president, ultimately, in the end, always. Thanks, guys, so much for joining the Derek O'Shea Show. It means so much to me. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. What's the final thoughts of the day? What's the final thoughts? The final thoughts is this. Learn to enjoy your life. Learn to find a way to cope through the pain and suffering of life that life gives you. Because there is always something on the bright side to look at. Be thankful of the little things in your life, even if it means that you're breathing today, because that's enough to get you through some of the darkest times in your life. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And as always, I'll catch you on the next episode of the Derek O'Shea Show.